We have all kinds of incredibly special things that people can hardly imagine and travel from around the world to see. And one of the ones that we enjoy, I'm sure lots of you have done this, is going out at night on the water and enjoying the phosphorescence. And I read in the paper just yesterday that some of our theme parks are now going to develop fake phosphorescence for people to enjoy. And so, I hope that this is successful, like theme parks have played with dinosaurs, and kids have this incredible passion for dinosaurs now. And we have these amazing movies and Star Trek and everything about space travel. And so we think about the future of space travel. But these natural phenomena, this is something that we have now, that we can protect now, that makes us an incredibly special place with a natural phenomena that people in theme parks can come see the real thing right here. So we are the generation that has decided to invest now to make the lagoon cleaner, to make our water clearer, to make our lagoon safer, to make our lagoon more productive, more diverse, more resilient, more fun, offering more jobs, growing more value to our economy, offering better experiences, more unique memories, and exceptional lives. What's been happening since the election, since November 8th? Everybody thought we'd have a chance to take a break. We have not had a chance to take a break. We have been busy establishing the trust fund. All those tax dollars are going to go into a trust fund that can only be used for projects for the Indian River Lagoon. And so we've been meeting to figure out how to establish that trust fund in a way that makes it easy to track, but also allows us to track the money coming in from the tax, separately from all the other funds that we leverage from other sources by using the tax, and then how we spend those funds on all the different types of projects that are in the plan, plus all the individual projects. And so that's a monumental task, setting up all those funds and accounts, following all the government procedure, whatever, to do that in the right way. Collections start January 1st. Right? We go, we buy stuff, we pay our sales tax, so those collections start January 1st in the stores. The stores send the money to the state in February. All the money they collected in January, they add up, they send that to Tallahassee in February. Tallahassee does whatever they do, and they send us a check in March. So the first revenues will arrive to us in March, and we want to be ready to hit the ground running. We are developing a website and portal that will be right on the home page of Brevard County's website so that people can track what's going on. We've been working with interdepartmental coordination because to implement this plan is going to take a lot more than the Natural Resources Office. We're coordinating with the Utilities Department on all the sewer and stormwater, the sewer upgrades and septic upgrades, and Extension Services staff. Of course, with the county attorney, the budget office, asset management, facilities, and finance. Wednesday, we had a meeting with all of the representatives of city staffs that do stormwater and that do utilities, sewer projects. And so we met with them to talk about identifying projects that can be shovel ready several months from now and next year, and trying to identify what all those specific projects are so that we can start delivery of projects as soon as possible and budget accordingly for those projects. We finally have a date. We've got our Citizen Oversight Committee set up. I know Courtney Barker is here, one of the people on the Citizen Oversight Committee. I don't know if we have any other Oversight Committee folks here tonight. But we have a meeting, their first meeting set up for December 16th. And so we're working on their structure and how they're going to function, getting them up and spun up and ready to go. We are also working already on leveraging opportunities. How do we take this tax money that's going to be developed locally and leverage it? And like Commissioner Smith said, He's been talking to all the other agencies about how to do this. We as staff have also been talking about how we're going to do this. DEP, the State Department of Environmental Protection, they have already put $20 million in their requested budget that got submitted to the governor a couple weeks ago as matching funds for the Indian River Lagoon and the Caloosahatchee, for stormwater projects, for muck removal projects, for septic to sewer projects. So that's really exciting. The Water Management District is also working on projects, so we're looking at how we can partner with them. EPA has come out with a new grant program that is going to be more friendly towards the kinds of projects that are in our project plan, our Lagoon project plan. This coming legislative session, the way state dollars appear to be allocated is changing. There is a bill that was introduced in the House that's going to set up a new process, so we're trying to understand what that new process is and jockey ourselves into position at the top of the pile. What's been proposed is that all appropriations requests will have to be filed as a separate bill near the beginning of session. And so each bill has to demonstrate a return on investment. Well, our plan, we have demonstrated a 20-to-1 return on investment. I challenge anybody else to compete with that in the state of Florida. You have to have a match of at least 50%. So we have that. Not everybody's got that, so that's good for us as well. Yeah. You have to demonstrate community need. Well, 62.4% of the voters voting for this has got to demonstrate community need. And then the last piece is that the projects have to be shovel ready. So that's the importance of working with all of our partners. The county can't do this alone. Working with all of the cities, the Water Management District, DOT, everybody who's got projects that are ready to go, we've got to partner with them and use these dollars to deliver those projects as soon as possible. So, what can you as citizens do? I mean, so far you have just been amazing in supporting the development of this plan and getting this tax passed. Now you've got to support implementation of the plan. And one of the things that made you all so successful was working collaboratively with all the different environmental and interest groups and speaking with one voice. So I know as we go forward, as we get into the nitty-gritty details, it's going to be easy to find things that we disagree about. We have to see beyond that. We have to stick with the big picture. We have to find those things that we have in common and continue to speak with one voice and push those issues forward. Individually, what can you do? So I have a sort of New Year's resolution list of things that as individuals we can each do. Set a good example. Live a clean life. We've got to change the social norms in our community. We've got to be thoughtful about what is socially responsible, and we've got to set a good example and live that way. So we've got to plant or mulch our bare ground. We've got to keep grass clippings out of the stormwater system. We have this amazing project going on right now with 7th graders where we had them bring in grass clippings from their yards and put them in 5-gallon buckets of stormwater and monitor the water quality. Every 3 to 4 days, they're monitoring the water quality and looking at how the nutrients are being released from those grass clippings. Yesterday, all those buckets were brought to our office for processing, and the hallway stunk. There were all these other departments coming in complaining because of this project that we have going on. So this is an amazing demonstration to these 7th graders of how damaging those grass clippings are to our lagoon. We need to reduce yard chemical use, follow fertilizer rules. We've got to calibrate our irrigation systems and conserve water every which way we can. We've got to catch and reuse water. We've got to choose Florida-friendly plants and use them in the right place. We've got to conserve energy and resources and use less stuff. We've got to pick fuel-efficient appliances, and why not fuel-efficient vehicles? Treat yourself to a professional car wash that captures and recycles and treats that wash water. Repair car leaks right away. Don't let them drip on the streets. Pick up after your pet. Think about 10 years ago. How many people picked up after their pet 10 years ago? Practically no one. It wasn't the social norm to pick up after your pet. And in 5 to 10 years, we have completely changed that behavior. We have redefined what it is like to be a good neighbor, what it is like to be a community, to pick up after your pet. What about maintenance of septic systems? We don't have that same expectation of maintaining septic systems. That's got to be a social norm. Keeping the grass clippings out of the storm drain has got to be a social norm. We can do it. We've done it before. We're going to do it again. We've got to inspect and maintain septic systems. We've got to volunteer in lagoon restoration and citizen science projects, support regulatory actions that lead to more sustainable living and growth. And I'll give you one last New Year's resolution. This one's easy. This is one everybody can do. You'll enjoy it. Cancel the junk mail. I proposed this a few years ago, and people thought I was crazy. But think about how many of those catalogs you get in the mail, right? Every time you order a pair of shoes or pajamas or whatever, you get 14 catalogs trying to sell you that stuff. Think about how many catalogs you get a day, especially at Christmas time. And right now, we put that stuff directly into the recycle bin. How many trees got cut down to produce the paper to print those catalogs? How much industrial waste went into processing that paper? How much chemical went into the dye to put the words and the pictures on that paper? And it arrives at our house, we don't even look at it, it goes straight in the recycle bin. We feel slightly better because we put it in the recycle bin instead of the trash can, but then what? Then somebody else has to pick it up and take it to a recycling process facility where we have to add more energy and more chemicals to take the dyes out, to reprocess the paper and turn it into the next piece of junk mail. So it's really easy. You rip that 1-800 or 1-888 number off the back and you call them and you tell them you want to be taken off their mail distribution list. You do that consistently for the first couple months of the year and your junk mail will go down significantly. So that's my challenge to everybody tonight. Let's set a great example for the lagoon. Let's set a great example for Florida. Let's set an exceptional example for national estuaries and for future generations. Thank you so much.
Yeah!
Go drink margaritas.